Hello everyone, Larry Satchwell here. I'm finally getting to this strawberry bed. Let me tell you what I'm doing. I've got this pond liner scrap. I bought it where I buy a lot of plants and they have fish food, they have everything you need for ponds. It's in Lawrenceville, Georgia. It was formerly Randy's, but now it's Petal and Pond, and they sell their scraps. So I was able to pick this up. I think it costs just under $30 for all of this piece of scrap. But I know this is going to be safe for me because it's safe for the fish. It's a rubber. So I've got it roughly folded in half here. The next thing I need to do is cut it in half. So this raised bed, there's nothing wrong with it. It is treated lumber, and I have been gardening with it for several years. And I don't know if it's safe or not. I think the main ingredient they use for preserving this now, they've stopped using arsenic years and years ago. So I think it's copper. I might be mistaken for that, but it's some kind of copper. We haven't had any ill effects, although, you know, down the line, this may be a hazardous thing. So I'm going to raise it up by another 2x6 and then put the rubber lining inside it. These metal beds, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just expensive. These are $70 a piece, and there are two of them here at 16 feet. I think I paid 12 or something, 13. I'll list it for each of these 2x6s. And so I'm hoping I can make this a little bit cheaper than that. If you've been with me a long time, go back and look at my gardening updates. I've tried to garden without walls, without raised beds without walls. I've tried it with logs. The problem is I have wild Bermuda, and it will creep into everything, and it is impossible to get rid of without chemicals. So that's why I do it. The other reason, it's more economical to water a bed than to water all the ground around it. Same with fertilizer. And these rocks, 90% of them came from our septic tank and this ground. So you dig very far down here and you're going to hit rock. And so I can put some soil here on top. So the next thing to do is to get these 2x6s loaded onto here. I've already got these little brackets here that I use to keep my tunnel. I haven't had a tunnel the last couple of winters. Keep that tunnel in place. So I'm not going to take those off. I may take them off later, but there's no reason to do that right now. Right now, I'm going to put this 3 foot. So my beds are 3x16. I'm going to put that right there. And it would be nice to have a helper, but my helper is at carpool. Got that lined up. I'm going to use 3-inch deck screws to screw this together. I'll put one more. And I'm pretty happy with that. If you look down this 2x6, it's not very straight. In fact, it is extremely crooked. So I'm going to start right here. I've got these 10-inch spikes. I've got some are left over from other projects and some I just bought. These are 88 cents today at Home Depot. I've got a 3/8-inch long drill from Harbor Freight. And since this is really pretty lined up right here, I'm going to put this right here because it is also strengthening this corner. And I'm going to try to drill this as straight as I can right down here. got this little mini 2 or 3 pound sledgehammer. So I didn't drill all the way down because I want this to sink in there. And that's going to look like that. And I'll bet you're wondering, just like me, how in the world is he going to get that straightened up? Well, this is going to be my first try. I'm going to drill a hole right here. Again, trying to get it to go straight. So I'm through, and it actually feels pretty centered. So I've got a little mark here. I hate when that happens. All right, let's see what happens now. All right, I'm through. So that's where I want it. But now I think I'm going to add this piece so I can gain some leverage on it. I want to get a couple of screws started. Here's the moment of truth. Not bad. I can get a couple more nails in there. I think I'll add that other board first. Ah, there's the sun. Let's go down to the other end, screw it in. All right, I like what I'm seeing. There's a pretty good gap here, but it's also really flexible, so I think I can go ahead and put a spike through here. There, I'm through. I'll use my leg to press that over. And now I can drive a 10-inch spike in there. That's looking good. I'm going to put a few more spikes in here. I'm going to put one in the end, and that'll tie everything together. Well, I think most of the hard work is done. I'm going to start right here and staple this to the top. Whew, I'm a little out of breath. That was a good workout. But this is exactly how I had it in my head that this was going to work. Now, I'll just repeat everything on the other side. Whew! It looks like we're going to get some more rain. I redid the chicken coop 5 years ago now. I had runs, and when I redid it, well, I'm very pleased with it so far. I want to add one more thing. I have some 2x4s, treated 2x4s. If you have a Lowe's credit card, every once in a while, especially if you don't use it, they'll give you a 10% discount for a while, a few days. And anytime that happens to me, I always buy lumber. I know I'm going to use it. I've got a project I've been working on getting to for a couple of years. I redid the chicken coop 5 years ago now. I had runs, and when I redid it, I took them down because they were dilapidated, but I want to rebuild those. That's another project I hope to get to this fall. That and 1,000 other things. But anyway, I digress. I want to add 2x4s to the top here, and it'll be a great place to sit, and it's a great way to finish this off. Eat the strawberries or pick the strawberries. So I'm going to attach the rest of these before we get more rain. It looks like I finished just in the nick of time. Here comes the rain, just like they promised. I will be filling this up. I've got some aging horse manure up in the woods, and I'll be filling that up with this and tilling it in. And I don't know why I'm shouting. Getting it ready to transplant some strawberries come October. I may need to buy some new plants. We'll just have to see. I've got a lot of gardening videos in my playlist. I don't know how long I've been doing my updates, but if gardening's your thing or watching gardeners is your thing, please press that like button, subscribe, ring that bell, whatever you have to do to gain YouTube visitors. Thanks. I'm going to get my tools and myself in and out of this rain. Thanks for watching. To be continued on a sunny day.